Jason Lee is my name. Paul Morse is my character's name.
I'm Julia Stiles, and I'm playing Becky.
My name's Selma Blair, and I play Karen Cooper.
So, how's the bachelor party?
It's about a guy who just keeps getting his nuts in a ringer, you know?
I think comedy is funny when it's kind of a nightmare.
Could you put Karen on for me?
Yeah, sure, hold on.
Monogamy, it's just not fair.
We're hunters. It's encrypted in our DNA code. You gotta accept that, buddy.
I'm happily married, I should say. I love being married.
This came about, this was going to be my follow-up to Meet the Parents, which I'd done as an independent film, and you know, I figured that was about meeting the parents, and this would be about the actual wedding. And so I wrote that, and nothing really happened with it, and I moved down here and I started writing with Pete.
When we wrote this, I was working a night security job in my building.
We did a significant rewrite of it, and actually in my original version, Paul wound up with Karen, and she never finds out. And then I cut to 60 years later, I had them together, and they're just very old people, and he turns to her and says, "I slept with your cousin." And she just goes and hits him, and that was the end of the movie.
If there is anyone here today who believes that these two should not be joined for all eternity, let him speak now or forever hold his peace.
I do remember saying that to you. What if he ends up with Becky? And Greg's like, wait a minute, let me think about that. Wait a minute.
Our agents went out with the script, and they sent it to David Ladd.
My assistant at the time, a young lady named Megan Dunleavy, started reading it. She just was sitting kind of in front of me, and every 10 minutes would burst into laughter. And I go, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm reading this hilarious script." And so I said, "Get it in here to me." And I read it, and we gave it to MGM.
We wanted a 3-picture deal before they bought it, and they said no, and we sold it anyway.
I think it was like October of '99 when we received the script, and we did a couple of drafts with the original writers, and then went to Matt Tarsis and Bill Rubel.
We hadn't written a full movie ever.
We did like the script. We actually both thought those guys had done a great job, and we thought we could add just a little bit of character stuff to it and depth a little bit.
We worked on the script for over a year, probably a year and a few months.
You know, once we finally got a draft that everybody said, "You know what, we feel good about this," we did go out to directors.
My name is Chris Koch, and I am the director of A Guy Thing.
Chris kind of came out of nowhere. He had done this one movie, Snow Day.
We did Snow Day. It was great, and luckily it did well, and then it was time to look for the next project, and I waited about a year and a half until I read the script, and I knew that this script just cracked me up.
And there was, at the same time, there was kind of a major, well-known comedy director who was after the project as well. And my instincts just told me that Chris was the right guy.
I just didn't want it to be perceived, especially with the title A Guy Thing, as just being a total, like, frat movie.
So we would generate ideas, and Chris would polish it, and then Chris would generate ideas, and we would polish them.
We took out probably 50 dudes in the script. There were a lot of dudes. Just people saying dude.
So I really feel like a lot of stuff that ended up going in the script was sort of it was a 3-way collaboration. If you know, it was great.
Not that you know anything about 3-ways.
Matt, this is what I've contended with for several years.
Then we got involved with Jason.
I read the script and thought, wow, this is actually funny.
When I first met Jason, he had just finished something like 5 projects, so he was exhausted. And so he comes into David Ladd's office, he sits down on the couch like this, he's got like a beard and long hair, and he's like, I'm not gonna work again for a year, I'm taking the year off.
You have to be skeptical about projects before you meet people, because you never know what it's gonna become.
We started talking about the script, he started talking about the things he liked in it, but what his concerns were.
It might be exaggerated, it might be the over-the-top, exaggerated, unrealistic teen comedy. Ugh.
We shared the same concerns, and I gave him a little idea of where I wanted to take it.
Chris, being the intelligent and insightful person that he is, right off the bat said, no, this is something totally different. And right away, I knew that he knew what he was talking about.
The studio, itself said, well, okay, we like Jason, but who else are you going to put in it?
And then Julia got involved.
Chris Koch sent me the script, and they offered me the role of Becky, and I read the script and I thought it was hysterical. Like I was kind of like, I don't know about this, but then I opened it up and I couldn't put it down because I was literally like guffawing out loud, and that never happens when you just read a script. And I also really liked Jason Lee's work, and he'd already been cast as Paul.
I mean, she just came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden we had Becky. But then we really had to kind of tailor the part to her a little bit because she's a little different than the Becky that was originally in the script.
We wanted to make her more of like a free-spirited, almost like Madonna in Desperately Seeking Susan, but not just like the typical love interest.
It helped shape the movie as the Paul and Becky love story a little bit.
And it really became a green light picture when Julia became involved.
Selma stumbled into our lives, and we had a terrific kind of trio.
Who is Selma Blair and why am I in this movie?
Selma was one of the original Little Rascals. So she should actually be in her 80s or early 90s now, but she's had so much work done that you can't tell.
I met with Chris Koch, and he's the funniest darn fellow in the world.
She was one of the original Brady Bunch kids, so she's really in her 50s.
I actually wanted to play Julia's part, but they said Julia's playing Julia's part.
Because she and Julia are friends, she agreed to do Karen. She felt that Karen was the role that was the straight role.
I really actually just wanted to be with Julia because I heard that she kind of wanted me in it too, so I was very flattered.
Selma had a crush on me, didn't she? I knew it.
I sound crazy in these things, don't I?
I knew Selma Blair briefly through Jason Schwartzman, a fine young actor.
A lot of people might not know that I was Jason Lee's skateboarder warmer-upper.
Well, I started skateboarding when I was 5.
He was a great skateboarder, and then he decided to be an actor, and now he's a movie star.
So one day I was hanging around the half pipe, and I said, "Hey, Jason Lee."
No, I haven't known her for that long.
I would love to warm up your skateboard for you. And he said, "Dude, all right."
And I saw her at a local market, and I said, "Hi, you're gonna be in the movie." And she said, "Hi, I'm gonna be in the movie. I'll see you up in Vancouver." "Okay, I'll see you up in Vancouver."
And then he gave me the horns. And then I said, "Yay."
She was more played down when I saw her the 2 times I saw her before doing the movie with her.
Like between takes, he'd go like, "Hey, Blair, warm up my skateboard."
No, I don't skateboard anymore. I'm 32.
And they built a half pipe in the backyard of my house on this movie set. And then he's skateboarding and I was warming it up.
She has quite an imagination.
That's it. We're tight.
I do go back a little bit of a way with Selma, which is I met Selma my first day in Los Angeles.
It was very strange. I first was coming out to screen test a long time ago before I even moved here for a movie called Father's Day, which I did not get.
So I was here writing a movie.
I was staying at some hotel in Studio City, and there by the pool was Thomas Lennon.
She had real long brown hair at the time.
He didn't quite remember me or know how to get in touch with me.
It wasn't Selma Blair, I assure you. Blair is not the real name. It's like Farts and Crank or something.
Because at the time my name was Blair Farts and Cracker.
So I was introduced to her, "How do you do, Selma Farts and Crank?"
So you can see why I changed it.
And then on the set, it's like, "How do you do? I'm Selma Blair." "Yeah, right, honey."
And I said, "It's me," and he said, "It's me." And I was like, "Ah!" We're working together. And,
Selma Blair. I don't think so.
I'm not gonna take one. There you go.
"Come back here, you bitch! You stole my man!" Aloha.
The main challenges of the production were that we had our bigger set pieces all lumped up in the first month. So we were doing all of our big family stuff right away. So after the holidays, we basically were in Paul's apartment for, the rest of the time.
Vancouver is beautiful, but when we were there, it rained almost every day.
The weather was always a challenge. It was raining all the time.
It's wet, and It's a great city, and the Canadians are lovely, and they have very talented crews and everything like that, but I'm a nice California boy, you know, and I'm not used to being rained on every day.
Was there anything really challenging about the movie?
Being, you know, strangled with these fluorescent green and blue underwear.
I didn't have any challenges, really. I mean, we were making movies. It's all fun.
You know, it's one of those scenes where you want to yell cut yourself.
It was like recess.
That wasn't fun.
I wish I had some great horror story to tell you.
Being dunked in a oversized toilet.
They'd bring sandwiches around in between takes.
By James Brolin with his massive gorilla hand.
They hold an umbrella over your head so you don't get sunburned.
Dunking me in water with paint chips in it.
People hand me everything that I want. All I have to do is say coffee and everyone's like handing me 10 coffees.
That hurt.
We had to stop shooting because Jason pulled this diva thing.
Walking down the fire escape, standing there, it starts to lift up and grabs me in the ass.
He started screaming like a baby.
And rips my pants and almost lifts me up.
Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Who's responsible for this? And I was like, Jason, it's fine, you're fine. He's like, I'm bleeding, I'm bleeding.
Huge cut on my butt.
He got this poor little girl who's like an intern and started shaking her and saying, this is your fault, you did this to me on purpose. Calling her names and cursing at her. And I was like, Jason, please, she's just an intern, calm down. And he was like, don't talk to me like that. And I was like, Jason, please, I'm your co-star, be nice to me. And then he slapped me. And then all hell broke loose and I walked off the set. But that's not a funny story. I'm trying to be like Selma Blair and I can't. It's like, we're different people. She's Selma Blair, I'm Julia Stiles.
Selma, how she carries herself, how she moves through a scene, her sense of timing, her sense of comedy was just brilliant. She felt that Karen was the role that was the straight role. Well, in fact, she made Karen as funny as Becky. In fact, it kind of did a flop. Once Julia was Becky, Becky became a little more grounded and everybody else became a little more insane around her.
Me, I'm a serious dramatic actress. Selma Blair is kooky crazy, ha!
Is the scene where I'm having sex with Julia Stiles still in the movie?
Well, she had said early on that she felt that a scene, a really graphic scene depicting girl-on-girl action was integral to the story.
Lesbian love stories get high ratings in test audiences.
We shot like so much of that.
If Sarah Michelle Gellar gets to kiss her, I don't see why I can't.
I hope Julia's not disappointed we rehearsed. Thanks so much for that.
The studio decided to cut it out because it's a wholesome family film, so much to my dismay, I mean, I rather enjoyed shooting that scene.
And I think the film suffered for that, because you watch the film and it's clearly this love story going on between them that never comes to fruition.
I wonder if it'll be on the DVD. Probably not, because it doesn't exist, but anyway.
Everybody kept everybody else laughing and goofing it up all the time.
I give most of that credit to Chris, you know, who just makes the process fun.
He is as easygoing and as open to ideas as anyone I could have hoped to or have worked with in the past.
God, can you imagine if they actually videotaped this editing? It would be amazing for people to really see what it's like.
Like shot for The Sopranos.
I mean, he was just amazing to work with. He was fearless in terms of fighting for the jokes and the cuts that he knew would work. A lot of times, a director gets married to the way they board something, and he had a really good way of showing me my version and then talking me out of it.
I was able to incorporate a lot of my own feelings about what I feel works and, you know, sort of throwing away all the conventions.
You preview the movie, great first preview, could have like finished it up there, although we had shot an ending that was certainly a non-Hollywood ending.
Typical, forgot my purse.
Found it.
Thank you. So, are you gonna hang out here all day, or do you want to take a walk?
Sure.
There was still some question as to what was going to happen to this relationship.
We go back to do another ending, which was in the original script. He finds her 3 to 6 weeks later, and she's working at the Space Needle in Seattle, and asks her out on just ask her out on a date.
I just came by to see if I could take you out to dinner, if you ever have any free time.
It was when we shot that we discovered this gimmick of this fantasy fake movie kiss that a producer named Doug Claiborne actually came up with.
Paul?
Then we tested the Space Needle ending. People loved the fantasy kiss, But they felt that he had waited too long to go find her.
Wow, it's been a while.
And she had short hair then, because she had actually cut her hair, and we went with it, because she looked so cute with short hair. So there was a definite time lapse in there, and audiences were like, he should have gone after her right there at the church. And so we went back again.
The reshoots that we did, I was actually doing a play in New York, and I had to go to rehearsals and then fly to Vancouver, which might as well be China, first of all. And we flew to Vancouver, and you have to get like everybody back, and I had already cut my hair, and I had to wear hair extensions, and also getting into the mindset of a movie that you already put to rest. But I was happy that, in a way, it's good to reshoot things because you want to make the best movie possible.
So we go back and we decided to basically use the best of both endings. So it ends at the church, you know, as you see in the movie, and we could still have the fantasy kiss idea. So he just really brought the best elements together. And then that was like a home run with the test audiences that we previewed with. Mark Mothersbaugh, I was so excited when he wanted to do our score.
I've never met Mark Mothersbaugh. I only know him from Devo, of course.
Does he still have the hat, the red hat that was like little steps in a circle?
It was sort of a ride to kind of watch him work and to learn how he works. And to take risks that he wanted me to take. And ultimately I did, and they worked out beautifully. It was just fun. I mean, it was like playing every day on the set. It was no work required.